Joining me now on Your Sport Swindon, Tony Neilson of Neilson Boxing. Tony, how you doing?
Extremely well, Steve. Thank you. And yourself?
Very good, thank you. Very good. Very much enjoyed your last show. It was, a few weeks back now. But just quickly, how pleased were you with how it went?
Yeah, the overall result. Our first pro show in Swindon. Fantastic, packed venue, great bouts of boxing. Amazed on the support we had from Swindon, and great overall show. Well pleased.
Fantastic. And you're building towards another show in November, and everyone's starting to talk about it, especially on social media. Sam Smith versus Calvin Young, hopefully, as the headline. So tell us more. What's the update on that fight?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, promoters were in the middle. We're trying to put the fight together. Obviously, dealing with Paddy and Keith as the managers. We're sort of 99% there. Just some finer details to do, but I think within the next 24 hours that should be a definite go, and we're well looking forward to that one.
Do you get the feeling, I mean, obviously Sam's signed, he's going to be headline on the night regardless of what Calvin decides to do, but do you get the feeling now that Calvin is going to accept the fight? Yeah,
like I said, it's in fact, in the last sort of hour, I've got some information through. I had a meeting with Keith, and subject to Paddy agreeing a couple of things, and we're just mutually getting it all on. The fight's on.
So you're suggesting that Calvin has possibly signed a bit of paper somewhere, just bar a few clauses?
Yeah, possibly.
Can you stop sitting on this bench? So it's looking very, very good. This is a fight 99% going to happen now then?
Yes, like I said, just got to get everyone to agree, pen to paper, and agree the final terms, and we can get that show and that fight on. Yeah.
Obviously, Sam, as he said on camera, has adopted Swindon as his hometown. Calvin, the perennial amateur that came through, and very much has always been in the headlines when professional boxing's been on the scene. He's well supported. This is quite a big fight for Swindon, isn't it?
Oh, massive, yeah. Like I said, Calvin, born, bred here, trained as an amateur here, lots of amateur fights, big professional career in Swindon. Every time he's on the bill, attracts a lot of people from Swindon. Personally, don't know a lot about Sam. Obviously, he's not from Swindon originally, but coming into Swindon, working with Paddy, I think the two of them, certainly on what I've seen on Facebook and the social media over the last couple of days, it's kicking off. It's going to be a massive draw to the show.
As promoters, yourself and Mark, like you said, it's kicking off on Facebook. It's probably going to be one that you can just sit back and let it promote itself.
You never do that, not in promotion, but it's nice to get a decent headline event which does draw people in any promotion. Obviously, we've still got other fights to match yet and put on, but we want to bring back decent pro boxing in Swindon. People can come along, have a great evening, all the fights being decent, not just the headline, but we want to make a real good bill of fights.
I don't think there's going to be a title on the line as such, but could it be a Southern Area eliminator? Yeah,
that's a possible. Again, I need to speak to Paddy and agree something with Paddy and Keith, but there's options, and it depends how we go about that and what we can agree, but I'd like to think we could make it something special, yeah.
And in terms of the fight itself, I'm not going to ask you to pick a winner, because that would be very unfair, but how do you see it? What sort of a fight do you think it will be between the pair?
It's a tough one. It's really tough. I've known Calvin for years. I've watched most of his fights in his pro career. He's got lots of experience. It's the guy with experience versus the guy with the wins as a novice, and both of them have got their decent, they're pros really, and it's just one of those. It's just going to be the guy, the novice with the 3 wins, versus the sort of long-standing pro, and that's what's going to make it such an interesting fight.
They both got tremendous jabs, so the jab could be key, couldn't it?
Yeah, definitely, yeah. And obviously Sam's just come from a stoppage in his last fight, so he's managed to stop the guy. That's fantastic. So again, that's what makes it really interesting. You've got the guy who's just had 3 fights and stopped his last opponent against Calvin with his 26 record. It's going to make a cracking fight.
And Calvin's obviously with a new trainer as well in Liam Wilkins, and I've not seen the fight back yet, but I believe that it was an improved performance. So, things looking a bit more positive for Calvin after his career was really stalling a little bit.
Yeah, definitely. That's just elevated him back into the scene, I think, in my personal opinion. I've not really seen much of the fight, but from what I can gather, there was like 1 minute 10 to go. Unfortunately for Calvin, got caught. Ref stopped it. Obviously, there's a little bit of I think they're not sure whether it should have been stopped or not, but my personal opinion, probably the right thing was to stop it, just because you've got to protect the boxers. That's what it's all about. But it did show a major improvement to Calvin's boxing technical ability and his longevity, really. Yeah.
Luke Watkins, obviously chief support in this November bill. Who else is likely to feature on the card?
Yeah, we're still in negotiation. We're looking to put a 6-fight card on. So we've got obviously potentially Calvin Sniper, hopefully, followed by Luke with an opponent. We're in negotiations at the moment with Will Paddy is trying to sort that. We've got 4 other fights. We haven't confirmed those yet, so I don't want to say, but hopefully within the next couple of weeks we'll have the undercard sort of out. But cracking show.
Presumably the likes of Kelly Morgan, for example, won't feature there, because I think she's going to be somewhere on a bigger stage somewhere. Yeah. But possibly Ryan Martin. What's plans for him at the moment?
Yeah, I don't really know. Again, Keith manages Ryan, so they've got a few options for Ryan, and it just really depends. The thing is, now we've already got the headline event. We've got already the undercards starting to come together. So, who knows? But unlikely there'll be any more sort of titles on that night. But we are having another show in sort of February, March, so potentially something could happen then.
That's brilliant. We look forward to that November fight, and let's hope this contract's signed today or tomorrow, and we can announce it. And happy days. So, Tony, thanks ever so much for joining me.
No problem at all. Thanks.
Cheers.
Cheers, Steve.